Hey everybody. So it's today's Friday, and just something really interesting happened. A few weeks ago, I had to take my car in because it needed some work on the front end. It was just making a lot of noise and rattling and everything else. Anyway, and I took the car into a place I take it to all the time in Brantford. So this morning, I went to pick it up. It was interesting because I haven't been out in such a long time. I've been kind of quarantining myself. I'm not under quarantine. I'm not sick, but I've been just locked away under lockdown, just like everybody else, in the apartment here in Hamilton. And what I see of the outside is what I can see out my window. I can see the beautiful marina. I can see the lake. I can see people going back and forth outside. So things really, for me, haven't looked much different. There's a lot of construction happening around us, and of course, construction sites are allowed to continue to work, and they are. They're building a house across the street, and they're building a bunch of condos just down by the waterfront, which is quite exciting. So anyway. So I went out there, picked up my car, and then I thought, you know what? It just came to me that, I'm picking up my car and maybe I should get some wipes, right? So I started my journey of looking for wipes in Brantford. I was a little shocked at how difficult it is. I mean, I don't care whether it was a variety store that I went into or gas stations. You figure gas stations might have some wipes, right? And no one's going to go to the gas station looking for wipes. Maybe. Of course, Shoppers Drug Mart, the lady at Shoppers Drug Mart said that they hadn't had wipes there for about 2 weeks. That sometimes wipes show up, they put them up at the cash register, and they're just taken. Not taken, but people just buy them up. So that was just wild. So no wipes. So I thought, well, gee whiz, I have to figure this out. I need to maybe, call my wife. And she says, Walmart. Go to Walmart. And so, of course, I drove to Walmart, and outside of Walmart was a massive lineup. And that was this morning at, well, what time is it now? Let's just see here now. It's so it must have been about 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock this morning, massive lineup outside of Walmart. And I went to a remote Walmart, like off of Wilson Street. So it wasn't like in Brantford or in Hamilton. It was remote. I thought I'd take a risk. No one's going to be out there. But sure enough, yeah, it was pretty crazy. I didn't line up. I decided to come home and, well, to be honest with you, I decided to go to Granddad's Donuts here in Hamilton and just surprise my daughter Evan with chocolate eclairs, because these are like my all-time favorites, and Granddad's makes such great chocolate eclairs. And you know what? Of course, limit of 6 people in the store at a time. But when you walked in, there was a sign saying, please, when you step into the store, please use our hand sanitizer. I thought, that's cool. So sure enough, I was able to take the hand sanitizer, put it on my hands and on my face and everything else. The thing I observed about it, though, was how social programming is effective, right? I mean, I'm quite shocked, and I'm not knocking social programming. I think that under these circumstances, especially, you want to know that the message is working, whether it's working on a conscious level or subconsciously. And then when you get into a situation, this is the first thing that comes to mind is what you've heard and things that have been said to you day in and day out. And sure enough, let me tell you, everything that I did this morning, from putting gas in the car, I thought about the buttons on the gas pumps. I thought about, my card, after my card goes in, taking it back out again, like what's going on there. I thought about the pump itself as I squeezed the pump to put gas in the car. I thought about people walking by and speaking to each other, and I'm walking into the midst of their conversation. I thought about all kinds of things. I'm not one to freak out about anything and take things, to extreme levels, but I'm telling you, it was really, really interesting how my very first time out, all of these messages came to me, and none of them said, run to the other side of the street, or or treat people as if they've got the plague. Anyway, but you know, it was, people were very, very friendly. The people that did come closer to me as they were walking by, social distanced, they did say hello. It is a small town, Brantford. Brantford is, it's a great town. And I love it, and I love the people there. And so, they're always very, very friendly. But I did think about whether or not they were carrying, whether they were packing Corona, right? So anyway, the last thing I'll mention about this morning, which is nice, and by the way, it is really nice to have my car back. Not that it's going to get used much until this lockdown is over, but it is nice to know that I am not, imprisoned here with no way of getting out to do anything. Anyway, the one thing I don't know if I mentioned about the coffee shop I went into. I went into one of my favorites downtown Brantford. It's Coffee Culture. They're such great, they good mocha lattes. Anyway, and they, of course, were empty. Few people going in and out, picking things up. But she said that, her business is down significantly, but she's still responsible for paying her rent. So my shout out is to anybody in Brantford. There are so many coffee shops out there. Some of the big ones, they seem to be doing very, very well. Just think about some of the smaller ones. And I'm not saying that Coffee Culture is a tiny, mom and pop shop, but I am saying that it's nice to support your local businesses. In Brantford, it'll be nice, right? Because I'd love to see Coffee Culture, which has been there at Market Square, Harmony Square, I think. I'd like to see them survive. I'd like to see them still be there when this is all over and in good position. Okay, and then the last thing is, oh yeah, I think that's basically it. So I'd love to hear your comments. Has social programming impacted you? How many have actually gotten out and been able to just notice how the programming has guided you? It's probably kept you safe, right? I mean, today, my frantic need to get, not frantic, don't want to overblow it, but I wrote it down that it was heightened concern. That's the wording I'm using. My heightened concern about getting to wash my hands and wash my face. It's probably going to save me. So how many others have had the same type of recognition in their heads? I'd love to hear your stories. Please either comment below, and or if you have anybody has any questions, you just go ahead and ask them below, and I'll be more than happy to respond. Anyway, enjoy.